It's been a long ass time since I've done any sort of videos whatsoever. This particular one has been a very long time coming. I thought about doing it many times before. I've put it off. I didn't want to drag it into the public, whatnot. I can't make any promises, but I'm going to attempt to keep this as short and sweet as possible. But it's me, and if you know me, you know that that isn't always the case. And my anxiety is up. But I went searching for myself the other day on YouTube because I had gone through my memories on Facebook. And I had seen where I was still debating on making my YouTube channel. I think it was April 12th of 2010. Well, I went searching for myself, and needless to say, what I found triggered the shit out of me. I've been through a lot that you guys do not know about, since I've been very quiet on a public standpoint. And anyway, I do still have access to my old channel, which you guys will find out when I post this, but I started my channel. I'll back up a little bit. I was inspired to start my channel by TipToeChick, D, rest her soul. I know it's been since 2018, but that's still a hard pill to swallow. Anyway, I was inspired by her to make my channel in her own indirect way. I don't remember the exact title off the top of my head. If I see it, I'll know it. But in one of her videos, she was hammering about us being able in order to create our own path. She was encouraging us to create our own path. And in indirect ways, I take certain things as kind of like permission for myself. And although she wasn't talking to me directly, it was one of those instances. Because I had, up until that point, well, even after, but I had a lot of self-doubt in myself, in my abilities, in what I can do, what I should and shouldn't do. Even though, you know, I hate people telling me what to do and what I can and cannot do. But in an indirect way, she basically gave me permission without speaking to me directly. And so I started to do, backing up because I'm getting ahead of myself. So I went ahead and bought a flip video because that's what she had. And it was a cheaper option to like a camcorder and whatnot. And I started to practice talking to it. I would make mock videos basically just to get used to, okay, well, I'm basically talking to myself. There's no one that I'm actually talking to, and just getting used to that concept and getting over the shame and the embarrassment that I had felt, and the fear and all the negative tendencies. And I delete the videos because you could only take up to like 2 hours or store up to 2 hours of video in it. I delete them, do it over until I basically felt comfortable enough. And then I finally decided to go ahead and I posted my first video April 28th of 2011. It was the religion in driving. It was more of talking about spirituality. I don't even remember what I said, but it's still there, so I can look at it if I want to. And a lot of my mannerisms were inspired by her at the time. I mirror people sometimes. It's just, I don't know. But, I mean, she wasn't a bad person to mirror either, so. Miss her face. Breathing. And my thumb is twitching, which isn't helping. But, she's still hard not to talk about. Anyway. She was my gateway into the pagan YouTube community. She was very raw, very honest, very open. And I do my best in her to live my life and my spiritual path in tribute to what she tried to hammer into us over the years that she was on YouTube. If I don't control my emotions, you won't be able to understand me. That first year was hard. I would break down randomly. I'm talking about her still hurts. And I know I never did a tribute video to her. I didn't want to jump on the bandwagon and seem like I was trying to collect numbers or views over her death, because that's just, I know not everybody did that. I know some were doing it purely from the heart, but some people are assholes and they will use anything in order to get views, and I don't want to come across as that type of person. I would hate myself if I did that. No one asked you. Shadow's still around. And he hears me. And he's whining in the room. My little shit that used to go across the fucking screen. But anyway, we're at 9 minutes and I stopped talking about her because it's dragging on. But hopefully YouTube doesn't give me too many issues uploading this. Anyway, so after all that, I'm getting away from that because if I don't calm down, it's gonna take even longer. I started to research. It took me several months of research because I wanted to. I'm not letting him in here because there's a lot of breakable things. I wanted to be able to practice dragon magic and Wicca. So I started to try to find if there was any sort of branch or tradition that was kind of like hidden over in like the little nooks and crannies of the community of basically anywhere. And of course, back then it was a lot harder. You know, resources, they were even material on Wicca and witchcraft in general was just starting to be kind of like mass produced. Like, you can walk into a bookstore and find hundreds of books now. But back then, it was still kind of in its little baby stage, maybe toddler. But I went on forums. I went on to Dragon Magic forums and asked if there's a path that combined Wicca and Dragon Magic, and just trying to find any sort of information whatsoever, and I didn't get anywhere at that time. And of course, my whole thing with Dragon Magic started with DJ Conway with Dancing with Dragons. I was like 15 or 16 when I bought that. I bought it from the Black Cat shop that was in Wallingford, Connecticut. She was only open for 2 years. But that's where I had found that book, and it's still the original cover that I have, which you guys have. If you're a returning viewer, that you know what the hell it looks like. And then she came out with Mystical Dragon Magic thereafter. And again, back then, even Dragon Magic was kind of... not really. Oh, here's my little tribute tattoo to her, to TipToeChick, because she had the dragon eye on her wrist. Anyway, before I get back on that, yeah. So I kept looking in August. I don't remember the exact date, but August 2011, I announced me creating Draconic Wicca. I created, from what I feel, I don't think that I'm the original creator of Draconic Wicca. I think it's still kind of like one of those little breadcrumbs that were hidden that someone else created, but I can't be 100% sure on that. So I'm not going to claim creatorship of Draconic Wicca because that's just rude to anybody else that may be hiding or whatnot, or maybe even had the idea and just didn't publicly announce it, because one of my biggest downfalls, one of my biggest lessons, was that I read in a book somewhere, I forget who the hell was from, I could probably look it up, I don't know, to where when you find the path that you want to follow, that you should announce it to the world. That you should make a public announcement. And that's what I did. My young and naive self. My young and naive self. Because I don't remember the exact date. I know that was in early 2012. No, it was after I moved down here. I made another video, and somewhere between 2011 and that particular video in 2012 is when the term the Draconic Path popped out of my mouth. And it pisses me off. I'm being raw and honest right now. It pisses me the fuck off that a certain someone that I will not name came along and stole it right underneath my fucking feet. I created a sacred, personal, spiritual path and was naive enough to bring it to the public. Just for someone to come along and steal it and not give an ounce of motherfucking credit. To this day, I messaged this person multiple times privately back when YouTube still had messaging. When you could still message each other privately. I messaged them. I commented. I tried to get in their attention. My friends tried to confront them. I had multiple people on my side trying to get this person to give me credit for the shit that she stole. And she yelled at them. She yelled at them and she threatened them. She insulted them. All because people decided in order to claim that I was being a bully and being a gatekeeper of a path I created. And a young, pretty face and a charming voice came along and claimed it as her own. And then claimed that there wasn't much information on it. No shit, I fucking created the damn thing. It was a path of experience. I can teach basics. I've been yelled at because I told someone there was nothing to teach. And the reason for why I said that and what they didn't understand is because it is a path of experience. How was I supposed to have information on a path I created without experience? I had to be able to experience it to be able to give any sort of fucking information whatsoever. So beyond what was already in books, it was a path of experience. And the Draconic Path is mine. It is my path. It is what I created for myself. And you had the nerve to come along and take it. I don't mind that you would follow it. But don't you dare ignore my fucking existence. Which you have done since 2013. After mocking one particular video and then verbally plagiarizing it just a few months later. I need to mute that chat. I got added to a chat because I'm spicy. And I got a mouth on me. And I don't take shit. Basically the way my mother taught me and the way that I was born. But back on subject. I have every right to be pissed off about this. And this is the reason for why I stopped making the Draconic Path of videos. Because I did an interview with Cricket Song, or The Lunar Wisdom, was years ago, like, we're still in the apartment, maybe 2017, 2018, I don't remember. I don't remember the year. But, after I was yet again not given credit, I did this interview, and it still embarrasses me because I was so nervous. I was giggly. We tried to recreate it later on, and the internet was just not. It was crap. It was shit. And it kept lagging and everything else. But, where was I going with that? Oh, yes. It was around that time that I had announced that I would start making the Draconic videos again. And this particular person did as well. So I didn't make them. Because I am not going to put my pearls of wisdom before swine. I am not here for you to steal my experiences and claim them as your own. And you had the nerve in order to ask me about offerings to dragons. Shouldn't you know that? Just saying. If you are actually experiencing your own path, then you should know what your particular guardians should want. Ask them. Ask them what they want. Just. And some people may think that I'm holding a grudge. Some people might think that I need to let this shit go, but no, I'm allowed to be pissed off about this. Still, to this day. I don't claim to be a guru. I don't claim to be perfect. I don't claim anything. I claim this. The Draconic Path is my baby. The Draconic Path is mine. You want to follow it? That's fine. But don't claim that you don't know where the fuck it came from. That's what makes me mad. It came from my mouth. My hand is shaking. You have no idea how much I've been fuming over this for literally years. For over a decade. And you have no idea how pissed my guardians are. And have been for over a decade. You had no right to steal my path and claim that you didn't know where it came from. It came from me. I created it. Out of love, respect, and honor of my guardians, of my dragons, of my path, of myself. It was created out of a passion for a place to call home. You cannot steal my home. You can put any sort of title on yourself that you try. This is mine. It was never really yours. And just because you are now the prominent face of it doesn't mean that you created it. I will never give information on this path ever again on a public standpoint. This is the last video that I will make on a public standpoint in regards to the Draconic Path. You can thank those who stole it, those who defend this person. I don't care, because it's mine. It has been since the day I created it. There are a lot of things I want to say, but I won't say them because I'll probably end up regretting it, because it's out of anger and not actually me. And you're still human. You'll get yours. I don't need to punish you. You'll get yours. So, that's all I have to say. I created it. This is mine. So, yeah. And yes, it has taken me 13 years in order to finally break that mold. To finally break the silence over all that. I told you I couldn't promise it in order to be short and sweet. A lot of built up shit. But that's all that I have to say. Don't come to me asking for information, because I'm not gonna share it. I've shared enough. I've given enough. If you were one of my personal friends, then that is something different, because I have met quite a handful of people because of the path that I had created and because of the videos that I used to post, who are still around. So, good things did come from it. So, and as for my personal life, I'm not gonna share that either. Because the more someone knows, the more they can use against you, so that's something else that I've learned. So yeah. Anyway, I got shit to do. So, bye.